You know what, I promised myself 2 or 3 days ago I wasn't ever going to make another video on this topic, but I have to make at least one last video because Inmendham and a lot of the Inmendham butt kissers is really starting to piss me off. Now, Inmendham, on your last video, you did admit that, you know, an atrocity did happen. You did say that probably at least 6 million Jews died. But you did say a few things out of that video that I found a little bit unsettling that I need to comment on.
Going the logical arguments, but yeah, when I grew up, every picture you ever see of Holocaust victims, they weigh about 65 pounds. All right, they're completely destroyed as human beings. You don't gas people who weigh 65 pounds. I would make that logical argument. Even a dumb fucktarded Nazi isn't going to gas somebody they could knock over by just poking them with their finger.
Okay, Inmendham, you're dead wrong. You see, they didn't just go off and kill every single Jewish person. They had a whole organized process. They would divide people into two groups. They'd have one group of people that would be sent to the labor camps, and then the other people would be sent to the gas chambers. Usually a lot of these people who were sent to be gassed and be killed off were, you know, elderly people who were too old or too sick to work. So this whole notion you saying they wouldn't, you know, go to the time and trouble to gas under people who were underweight and weighed 65 pounds is absurd. They did that all the time.
But what I don't think happened was that there was a conspiracy among thousands of German soldiers, okay, to sit there and passively just be part of a process where they threw people into gas chambers and then burned their bodies. That, I think, is pushing the truth. You want to tell me I have to believe it? Okay, go ahead and tell me I have to believe it. But I'm not going to until you prove it. You really do have to. You're going to make an extraordinary claim like that, then guess what? You really have to come up with the evidence, and the evidence isn't there.
The evidence is all there. You know, you talk about you don't think there was thousands of people that conspired against this. Well, how do you explain the state-sanctioned regulations against the Jews in the beginning? You know, when the Nazis first came to power, they put all these bullshit rules that Jews weren't allowed to go to restaurants, they weren't allowed to go to movie theaters, and they had to wear this little yellow Star of David everywhere they went. Eventually got worse to where they would confiscate their belongings, their private property, their businesses. They eventually rounded them up, put them in ghettos, went from the ghettos and it went to the, you know, labor camps where they were forced to work half to death. And then those that they considered, you know, completely useless is that if they weren't working, then they would send them off to places like Auschwitz and gas them and cremate them. And another big FYI for you, Inmendham, you say that you seriously question that that probably wasn't a conspiracy among thousands. Well, I'm here to tell you, a good friend pointed this out to me. The people that were in charge of the concentration camps was the SS. There was a separate group among the SS called the Death Heads. Have you heard of them? You need to look them up. Type in Death Heads SS. They were a special division that did nothing but overlook the concentration camps. That's all they did. Very sadistic, brutal people. This particular division had at least 15,000 members. So we're talking about at least 15,000 people that knowingly knew about what was going on during World War II and was actively participating in it. And I would also like to point out that I thought it was funny how when I challenged you against these remarks, you immediately blocked me. I'm not pissed off about it or anything. I'm just amused about it, and I responded in kind. If you don't want me commenting on your videos, then, well, quite frankly, I don't want your ignorant ass commenting on my videos either. And since you tried to defend your stance, saying that what you were doing is not censorship, and that I, along with everyone else you blocked, has the right to post videos,
and still keep, posting comments on your own videos. Well, if this really upsets you, then you can post videos defending yourself against this video over on your own channel, because quite frankly, I don't want you commenting on my videos.
And even though I don't have to explain myself, I'm going to go ahead and briefly discuss the still shot where I have you depicted as Adolf Hitler. Inmendham, I don't think you are an outright Holocaust denier. The reason why I have you photoshopped as Adolf Hitler is, well, quite frankly, your behavior on YouTube is quite ignorant and very fascist. I find it very disgusting that you go around blocking people who leaves positive comments on certain individuals' videos. You know, don't be blocking people who leave comments to me or anyone else. You keep the issue with me, motherfucker, okay? You leave my subscribers or anyone else out of it. You know, grow up.
Go ahead and tell me I have to believe that, but fuck you, because I'm not going to.